a social media strategy? It's basically your plan of action. It's a brief description of what you plan to do on social media and what your plan of action will be to take to achieve those goals you have set. It helps you measure your success. You use your social media strategy to keep you aligned with your goals. It ensures you hit certain growth metrics by always reverting back to your strategy. If you feel like you're getting off track, you're just doing stuff to be doing stuff, always go revert back to your strategy and remind yourself, this is why I am here, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is how I need to be doing it. Let me stick to the plan. Some key factors in preparing your social media strategy. The first thing you want to always recognize is you need a plan before you begin to do anything. You never just want to, go through the paperwork of filing your LLC, buying products, buying your inventory, and doing all that stuff, paying for your logo, building your website, and then just start spewing your products and services out there to any and everybody without a plan in place. The next thing you need to remember is you must be consistent. This is quite sticky. I'm sorry. You must be consistent. It's not going to happen overnight. It may take more than a month. It may take 2 months. But the main thing you need to remember is to be consistent before you just throw in the towel and be like, this is not working. I'm not doing this anymore. And you must be patient and willing to adjust. You may create a strategy in January, and in April, you see that when you do certain things a certain way, it attracts your audience in a better manner. It engages them in a better manner. So you have to be willing to adjust and be patient along the journey to kind of test the waters and see what works and what doesn't work quite so well. You also want to get comfortable with putting yourself out there. You have to be okay with being vulnerable. It's not going to be all highs all the time. You're going to have times when it's constantly no. You always reject it. You're not getting the likes you think you're getting. People are not viewing your videos. They're not commenting. They're not opening your emails. But you have to be okay and be comfortable with putting yourself out there, because like I always say, it takes time for people to your audience to repeatedly see you and to see what you offer and to begin to trust you before, they can be like, okay, I'm going to be a patron of this business. Along the way, you're going to get those one and done clients or customers that come in and buy one product here or there, or may get you to do one service for them here or there. And that's okay. But you want to have forever patrons. You want to have people that want to stick around with you until, the end of time, so to speak. So just be comfortable with putting yourself out there. So the first question you want to ask yourself is, why are you on social media? Okay, I know you want to make money, you want to sell your products, you want people to utilize your services, but you have to, get more specific than that. So you want to identify the top 3 goals, which making money can be one of your 3 goals. Don't get me wrong. You want to identify 3 goals that you want to achieve by creating and establishing a social media presence. It could be, to make money. It could be to educate. It could be to encourage. It could be to build a following, to get recruits, whatever your goals are. Then you want to prioritize these goals. You want to prioritize them from the most easily attainable to okay, it's going to take a little work to, okay, it's going to take a lot of work. Let me make this the number 3 goal, because even though I know I'm going to reach this goal, I know it's going to require my patience and endurance to achieve it. So your first goal may be to, get a certain amount of audience members, a certain amount of followers. Then your next goal may be to at least start getting a couple of sales or something like that a day. And then your last goal may be to reach, a 6-figure month, which we know that can take time, or a 6-figure year that can take time. So the next thing you want to ask yourself is, who is your target audience? I say this all the time. Be specific. You sell women's clothing. You can't just say, oh, I just want to reach women. Okay, well, what type of women do you think would like that clothing? Is your clothing only for specific occasions? So, women in corporate, maybe you're only selling business type and business casual clothing. Maybe you're only selling plus size clothing. Maybe you're focusing on heels. Maybe your focus is nude heels. So, clearly, you want to attract black and brown skinned women in corporate or in the business world. Okay. Okay, then you want to go dive even deeper and do a demographic breakdown. And this can include their job title, whether it be another fellow entrepreneur, like I go after other business owners. I'm a business to business entrepreneur. It could be their gender. If you're only selling women's clothing, you're only going to reach, women or people who identify as a woman. I hope I said that right. Then if some people are location specific, if you're a realtor in Atlanta, you're going to be serving the Atlanta and all the little metropolitan areas around it. If you have a certain age group that you're trying to reach, be specific on that. If they need to make a certain amount of money to afford your product or service, it's okay to make it known in your marketing. It's not being rude. So then you want to dive into what you offer. What do you offer that interests them? Okay, this is where you map out what would compel your target audience to follow you and stay engaged as they follow you. This includes infographics, educational content, entertainment, and the showcasing of your products. I always say it's good to have a variety of these different type of content to keep your audience engaged. Where does your target audience hang out online? Not every social media platform is needed for every business owner. You should always choose your social media platforms based on what resonates the most with your target audience. For example, if you're into apparel, beauty, jewelry, health, and wellness, and if you're blogging about these subjects, and if you own a big business in this niche, it's important. It would benefit you greatly to build your business Pinterest account. Okay, that's just a given. Pinterest is its own search engine, and it entails so much for this community. So when do they, peruse social platforms? Every different audience or different group of people views social media the most during specific times of the day or night. So what times of the day or night are members of your target audience on social platforms? Okay, what times are they more readily to check their email? What days of the week would it benefit you to post the most? I want to encourage you, never just wake up one Sunday morning and be like, I'm going to post 5 times today. And you put in all that work, creating that content, putting those posts out there, and you're not getting the engagement that you could have gotten if you would have taken the time to kind of, study your target audience and see when they're online the most. I know I can get more business owners in the evening because, for one, a lot of them are running their business during the day, or they're still working their 9 to 5 during the day. So I focus on reaching my audience during the evening. Now, when I post at peak times during the workday. I know when I worked my 9 to 5, 3 p.m. was just like the time when everybody was like, I'm ready to go. Is it time to go yet? It seems to me when I worked my 9 to 5, it seemed like 3 p.m. was like the longest hour of the workday for me. So you kind of have to ask yourself when is my target audience online the most, and be sure to plan and schedule your content accordingly. And also, some days of the week are better. I notice when I do stories on Saturday and Sunday on Instagram, I get more engagement than when I do stories throughout the week. So I'm making my bit. I was doing Monday through Friday stories and resting on the weekend. Now I've studied that, and I have to switch it up to do weekend stories, and then, maybe sometimes during the weekday post a story or two. Why do they currently consume your content? Why do they need to consume your content? If you're, trying to figure out or trying to, grow your target audience. Or if you already have, your target audience following you, you have to identify why they need to consume your content. So it could be to learn something new, to heal an ailment, to stay updated on trends, to keep it, in touch with all the fashion trends for whatever season, whatever whatever your reason, you have to know that and be sure that your content always spells out these things. You should always be teaching. I know that people are members of Branding Queens and they like my business page, Right For You Media, because they want to learn about marketing. So I'm not going to get up here and talk about hair and nails when I know y'all want to learn something new about marketing strategies. If you are a yoga instructor, your following is trying to heal something physically, emotionally, and mentally. So those are the types of content you need to be creating. If you're trying to get your audience to stay updated with the latest trends in fashion, you have to, let them know, not just by showing your clothing, by educating them on this is why this is trending right now, so on and so forth. So then you want to dive into how they are consuming your content. Just like different audiences are on different platforms, they like different things as well. Some people in various audiences are more blog readers. I guarantee you, or podcast listeners or YouTube video watchers or wherever you watch videos at, watch it on all social media platforms, right? So I guarantee you, if you're trying to reach a bunch of, stay-at-home moms and teach them natural remedies and different ways to engage their children, virtual learning, healthy recipes to feed them, your audience will be reading your blogs. They'll be listening to your videos and watching your videos when they have, time to actually sit down and look. So it will behoove you to get into all of these options here. So you have to ask yourself, what does my audience really like to see? If you're an author, they're going to be wanting to read and they're going to be wanting to engage in dialogue and videos and podcasts. So it's important to understand that as well. So it's pretty much time to get into it, ladies and gents, if there's a gents in here. Now it's time to plan out the content that best suits your audience and decide what platforms you will be using. So let's say you decide Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest is going to be your sole focus as you begin your marketing journey, or as you revamp your strategizing marketing journey. Then you need to go in and create your educational, your entertaining, your infographics, all those type of different contents. And remember that consistency is key.